All right, I'm Barbara Fazekas, CEO of Bobcats Coding, and I'm going to host this event tonight. So, what is AI Craft? This is a meetup series created by the Bobcats Coding team because we are a company, we do software for others, and in the ages of generative AI, we must be the thought leaders in this topic. We have no other ways to go. So we designed this series, and this is the ACE. We started in Budapest, then we took it to Lisbon, then to Boulder, then to Colorado Springs, then to Boulder, then to Lisbon, then to Budapest, and now we are in Denver and conquering a new piece of land. We are very excited. You will hear 3 talks, 15 to 20 minutes each, and then we will have a fireside chat led by Stephanie. That's going to be like 90 minutes, so it can be exhausting, so really anytime you feel, grab some more beer. All right. So when we started Bobcats Coding, 2 months after that, the entire generative AI thing hit the fan, and we were like founders, okay, good. The entire industry is going to change. What are we going to do with this? And how we reacted is we started to invest into research papers. Like every quarter we come out with a new research paper about the latest, most challenging things that our clients are reporting us. And these are the few ones from the past. This one is the last one. You will hear about this in the second talk from István, one of our greatest engineers. In these papers, we always try to figure out something complicated, and we pay for a researcher team to dig deeper, and then our brilliant marketing manager puts it into a shape and form that's easy to consume. My role as the founder and CEO of the company is always challenge the team and always challenge ourselves. How should we set up the team so we can do the best service for our clients? And we always have to challenge the structure that we build up. So today I would like to challenge something regarding the teams, the tech teams of the future, how these are going to change because of generative AI. And I think this is kind of an elephant in the room that we know that it's there, but it's inconvenient for everybody to talk about because it's going to change everybody's life. Yours, mine, all of our team members. So, as I would say a responsible owner, what I did is I went to the Delphi Oracle Temple of the 21st century. Do you know this temple? This is in Greece. And do you know the story? Okay, for those who don't know, what's happened here, in the ancient Greek times, the big kings went to the Delphi temple, and there was a girl there called Pythia, and Pythia got high because there were toxic gases coming from the ground because of some volcanic activity. So the Pythia, who was high, she was telling oracles for the kings, and they paid a lot of money for Pythia. So I did. So I went to the Oracle Temple of the 21st century, and I believe it's very important to read what big consultancy firms are saying about these topics for us significantly, because these are the insights that our clients are bringing to us. Because what an average CEO can do, they are scrolling their LinkedIn and reading the headlines about AI, and then they come to the sales meeting with us and they are telling me back what they just read in a headline. So if I want to serve them, I have to understand where they are coming from. So I spent almost a month with reading these studies, and I tried to catch the 10+1 most interesting statements about the future of the tech teams in the era of generative AI. And then, because I'm a Hungarian girl from the countryside, you maybe already realized it from my accent, and I have a tendency to think that what adds up in a PowerPoint maybe sometimes is not adds up in real life situations. So what I did is I put together a survey, and I interviewed altogether 30 industry leaders. Also Gary helped me with this. It was a very exhausting thing to fill in, so thank you. And I tried to ask their insight on How do they feel about these trends? Do they already experience this in their everyday job? These are the primary roles that they are holding. Most of them were agency owners, because agency owners often see multiple startups, multiple product companies. So here's the first conclusion. And before we start going through the 10 conclusions, I would like to warn you that I'm going to flood you with data. This will be something that any responsible presentation coach would try to convince me not to do. But I will do this, and it happens for a reason. Trust me, we are getting somewhere with this. Okay, so grab your chairs. First trend, so the future will be an allied senior game. What do I mean by that? Like, software teams will be made of like senior developers who can really edit what code editors are writing, what vibe coding tools are giving to them. And like, for example, Deloitte said that AI-assisted senior consultants deliver 2 to 3 times more productivity than like regular teams that we had before. So, and here comes the control group. That's the real thing of this presentation. So control group agreed on average 6.5 on this, but that's why you can never believe in statistics. So this is a distribution of their answers. So like, what it does for me, some of them already feel this, and there are a few guys who says, no, it's not happening in my company. So it's not like a straightforward, yes, it's the ultimate truth thing. Okay, second thing, no more blended teams. Junior and mid-level roles are going to disappear. So here, for example, Gartner and CIO.com reports that by the end of 2027, 38% of junior roles and less than 40% of medior roles or mid-level roles will decline. So they won't disappear completely, but they will decline. Because like, let's be honest, what did we do in the past? We had a few superstars in the team, plus we put like 5 mediors in the game and a few juniors, and that was it. That was the big game of the agencies. That's how they could keep the prices super low, that they gave you one like Istvan, who is like a genius and who can, you know, like present in front of clients, and we had like 5 non-presentable guy in the background. This model will disappear. It's not possible anymore. Control group agrees on average 5.8 with this distribution. Okay, like for me it says they agree a bit more on this, but not exactly. Still there is a certain percentage who says I don't feel it in my business yet. Third trend. We will get to the end of the non-presentable developer era. So like what I just referred to is that we could used to say that, okay, we have one developer who's leading the team, who can talk business, who has some sense of communication, so can be presented at the client or at the business meeting, but this is over, because like functions will get closer, and let me cite you the relevant, so for example, Forrester predict that there will be a 50% rise in demand for developers with business fluent skills in the upcoming 1 year. Control group, 5.6, with this distribution. For me, it says not everybody agrees, or if they agree, like, kind of. Fourth, we will pay less for coordination. Accenture and Deloitte report says that AI-enabled collaboration features cut coordination's overhead by 40% during the last year. And at Bobcats, we absolutely feel it. So like, 2 years ago, we had the last invoice when there were some project management included in the invoice. That was the last time. Since then, I didn't even dare to like say to a client, we are going to charge for project management, because that's over. Like, you know, like with AI, like you can create Jira tickets with AI. It can like scan your meeting reports and then generate the Jira tickets, and we just have to fine tune them a little bit. So the game is changing. Control group, 5.7. With this distribution, okay. Number 5, product management will go to AI native product management. There will be, these people will be super high value added, and they will ask for astronomical salaries. So for example, McKinsey says that the early adopters in the product management era can ask for 20 to 30% higher salaries already in 2025 than those who did not adopt AI tools yet into their work routine. That's what the control group said. Interesting, right? 6, we will spend less on design. We will have a separate talk on this topic from Andras very soon, but to touch this because it will be an important trend and we're already feeling it like terribly. I'm a big fan of design and this is something that the control group kind of agreed on with this distribution. And what Gartner says in their latest tech report is that AI can automate like 60% of the early stage design tasks in any product development workflow. Number 7, the entire product development as we know it today, and it's important to underline, as we know it today, because my theory is new functions will come. But if we only focus on the fraction that we know today, that will be cheaper by like around 30% in the upcoming 3 years, but not 50% as the fancy LinkedIn headline says. And here comes my like street smart Eastern European girl thingy, is that what I did is took all the estimations that the big studies said and I put them into a spreadsheet and I said, okay, let's count what's going to happen if everything they said is true. The second section shows what I think is going to happen in the very near future, is that people are reading the fancy like LinkedIn headlines and they are going to fire a bunch of people because they think they don't need them anymore. That I think won't be true on the midterm, but they will fire because that's fancy now. Everybody will fire juniors, mid-years, and so on and so forth. We will scale down like project management. So like maybe next month, they can cut 50% of the cost. But if, okay, I don't go into the studies, okay, I'll send you later. But if the studies are right, and if a company can adopt like AI first skills in 18 to 36 months, in the upcoming 3 years, we can get down the cost by like 30-something% for the team setup as we know it today. Because what's going to happen, those who stays in the game, they will ask for higher salaries because that's how the economy works. If something is like in high demand, that will be more expensive. Like AI native senior developers will be more expensive. As we already touched, like those product managers who could get it, they will be much more expensive. Plus, design will be back. Maybe not exactly in the shape and form as we knew it, and maybe we will overall pay less, but it will be back in the game. So this is my like little homework that I did, but I guess it makes sense. And if we step forward from the setup that we know today, I believe there will be new functions coming in. And like the cost overall, I believe it won't be cheaper because the free lunch theory, I don't think it exists. That like if we are reading back the last 100 years of history, what's happened when an industrial revolution hit in, it's never, maybe it cut costs on something, but new functions appeared. So, but my clients always request me to cut the costs. So as of today, we're cutting the cost because that's where the industry is going. Okay, control group agrees on this statement 5.8 with this distribution that I find super, super interesting, okay? Because there is a big hole in the middle. So some people think that it's true and others say like, I feel it a little, I feel it like 3-4 in my organization, not really. Number 8. So there will be one market and one price for top developers. So of course it won't be absolutely equal, but the prices and salaries will get closer to each other because it will be about hunting for the best talent globally. Yeah. For example, Stack Overflow says that AI skilled developers can ask for a 40 to 80% higher salary than non-AI skilled developers as of today. Control group. Okay. Trend number 9. The new offshore logic will be talent over cost, because what was happening like 5 years ago? For example, we wanted to follow the sun, so you guys in America wanted like Eastern Europe and India working while you are sleeping. Fair enough, we get that. Okay, so this will be over because like everything will be much quicker. Like multi-agent models will be able to work overnight, so we can start editing the code when we wake up, like anywhere in the world. So it's going to change everything. Plus, everybody will try to find those developers who can really do this multi-agent AI-first development thing. And people won't care if they are in China, India, Hungary, US, wherever, because everybody will want the top talent. Control group, 5.6, okay. With this distribution. Okay, trend number 10, the rise of vibe coding integrated service. Vibe coding is most probably not a nightmare, it's going to stay with us, so forever. Like from Bobcat's coding side, we like already in the last like half year, most of our offers must include something from vibe coding. We had to prove that we will be integrate those features who are coming from them, from some product manager working in-house, like experimenting with something, and we will be able to make that production ready, secure, whatever. We also have a lot of like requests for vibe code cleanup service when the client comes and says, okay, like I built the application, but I'm in an industry where security is very important, so I want to go to the first 2 very important clients. I don't have money to build the application in a decent way, but I don't want to mess it up. So do something, please. And this is the only thing where like people kind of agreed, I would say, like control group with this distribution. And the last thing is that your tech teams, whether it's your like internal tech team or you are working with vendors like we are, like your tech team will move from task takers to innovation partners. For many reasons that I've already said, but okay, and McKinsey said something about this. Okay, I will send it to you, but yeah, they said that AI-driven development not only improves productivity, but by up to 50% shift vendor engagement from tactical execution to strategic co-creation. And how it happened, how I see this in Bobcat's coding is that Bobcat's coding is 3 years old, but before that we were in the IT bootcamp business and in the headhunting business for 10 years almost. And like the calls that I get from our clients like 6, 7 years ago was like, Barbara, can you get us like 20 developers in this stack? Here is the test they have to pass. If they can pass the test, they start next month on the 3rd. And that's it. So they were like thinking about quantity and a little bit about quality. That was it. Now the game completely shifted. We are giving smaller teams to our clients, but everybody must be super senior, very highly skilled AI first developer, because that's what clients pay for. So, control group with this distribution. And why did I throw all this data on you? And so my conclusion is predictions, going to the Oracle temple, it has its like place in our life. We are humans, we want to like reduce our anxiety by trying to foresee the future. But based on this data, I think no one knows. And this is my message, no one really knows what's going to happen. And my thought on how should we handle such uncertain times, I guess it's business strategy. So what I would recommend for everybody is to build up internal structures or contracts with your vendors that are short-term, that has a bunch of flexibility. And don't go with the old model when you're booking your team for 1 year or 2 years or whatever. Like create structures when you can shift the team members. And if you are working with employees, embrace yourself, that's going to be super hard. If you're going with vendors, that's going to be hard for another reason. But like one way or another, it's going to be painful for everybody, I believe. Because like maybe we wake up tomorrow and Lovable can do the mobile apps and then we have to fire 2 developers who were doing that for us. So it's going to be like painful. But also, I believe, beautiful times that we have had. It's going to be turbulent, but we are in this together. And I wish best of luck for all of us. If you want to keep in touch, like here is my QR code, and here is the Bobcats Coding QR code.